Hello, everybody. Here is my review for the new-ish sci-fi movie Passengers, starring Jennifer Lawrence and Chris Pratt. I think it was released late last year, and I've just got round to watching it. Um, there is a reason for that. It wasn't getting brilliant reviews for a start. Um, the trailer didn't really sell itself to me, but I like sci-fi, and I think these are two talented actors, so I thought I'd give it a go. And after watching it, um, it's it's fairly middle of the road type stuff here. Um, it tips its hat to a certain degree, this film, to a lot of sci-fi movies gone by. Things like Silent Running, 2001, Gravity, and to a certain degree Saturn 3, the movie with Kirk Douglas. But the major difference here is whereas there was some threat in that movie, indeed, in all of those movies, the threat in this movie, when they eventually give us a threat, it's poorly conceived and poorly delivered and rushed, and you don't feel the threat, which is a real disappointment because they to a certain degree hint at this throughout the whole movie, but they don't deliver ultimately. So, for those that don't know, the story in Passengers is there is 5,000 people on this spaceship, the Avalon, I believe it's called, and they're all travelling to a place called Homestead 2, which is going to be their new home. But you have to. It takes something like 100 years to get there, so you have to sleep for 100 years, and the ship flies itself until you get there. Um, but they hit some kind of meteor shower with about 90 years left to go, and Chris Pratt's character wakes up, and he's the only one that wakes up initially, and he's on his own. And that was arguably my favourite part of the movie. Him dealing with that. This is where the silent running type thing comes into it. Him dealing with being on his own, his mental health deteriorating, and he has his ups and downs, ups and downs. Um, but then later on, Jennifer Lawrence's character comes into the fray. Her pod. She wakes up from her pod, and then there's two of them. And as you could imagine, you know, two actors looking the way they do, the way the film's set up and built up, and you've seen the trailers, they fall in love. All the usual predictability kind of stuff takes on, and they fall out for whatever reasons I'm not going to go into, and then all sorts of dramas start. You can't even really call them dramas because they're not very dramatic. But there's some obstacles thrown in their way. It's kind of the story. Now, what it feels like, this movie, to me, it's literally, it's like a paint by numbers script that has been beautifully shot by the director, because it looks superb. The effects are absolutely on the money, and it's directed very well, and it's acted very well. Obviously, by these two leads, two of the most charismatic leads in Hollywood right now, who are getting some of the best parts. So all that is fine, but it's all paint by numbers. The script, it's like they've got a script that just obviously runs exactly how they want it. There's no risks in the script. There's no risks in the movie, and they've put actors in there who are probably going to draw an audience because of who they are. But again, in their performance, as competent as the performance is, there's no risk. It's almost like then there's no excitement. it's almost like you know when you go out for a meal, and it's a perfectly fine meal. You enjoy the company, the service is okay, but you end up leaving the restaurant and you just kind of think, well, that was alright. No special, you know. That's this movie in a nutshell. You watch it and you think, oh, that was alright. But it doesn't give anything else. It doesn't give you anything fresh or new. There's no twists. Um, it's like a bland paint by numbers movie that they've set in a sci-fi universe that they could have set on an ocean liner or anything really. Um, it's not a bad movie. Like I say, it's beautifully shot. The effects are great. The acting's good. It's just not a very interesting movie.